Alhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Today we want to reflect on Surah Al-Kahf or the cave. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mentioned the story of the people of the cave in the Quran for a lot of reasons. And one reason we want to discuss today is seeking the pleasure of Allah. Seeking having the goal, having the target to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make Him proud of you. And this is very important to understand. The people of the cave, they said, before they entered the cave, after that hardship they went through, they said, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً وَهَيِّئْ لَنَا مِنْ أَمْرِنَا رَشَدًا. They were seeking what? They were seeking the pleasure of Allah. They don't want to go back to the people who they were living with. They don't want to go back to their town. They don't want to go, they don't want to seek the pleasure of these people. They don't want to seek the pleasure of the king. They don't want to seek the pleasure of the environment. They don't want to live up to the norms and these regulations and these traditions and these customs which were false, which their community have put forward. They want to seek the pleasure of their boss, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who controls everything. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they ask Him for the rahmah, the mercy, to encompass them, to take care of them, of all of their affairs. So they were seeking Him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have responded. فَضَرَبْنَا عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ. Allah have given strength. Allah have affirmed their belief. Allah have put strength in their heart so they can withstand, so they can be firm. And that is why when you seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you wake up in the morning, this is sleep. What's going to happen to them after that? They will go in a stage of sleep for 300 or plus years. And this is what it is. When you are going to go to sleep at night, you have to have, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep to what? To get rest, to wake up, to look what I need to do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, when these people stayed 309 years in the cave, what happened? They wake up. And they wake up, they weren't aware that they slept all that time. But what their concern is, when they send one of them to go to bring some food, they said, be careful. Do not, make sure they don't know you, because they will take you back and they will make you worship whatever they worshiping. And this is what it is. They're seeking also, after they wake up, they're seeking the pleasure. They're seeking the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's satisfaction. They're seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's love and mercy. And this is what it is. How is that? Obedience. They're seeking obedience of Allah. They're seeking to be faithful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is still giving us this example, is when you wake up in the morning, waking up in the morning, that's the first salah, the first prayer you do in the Fajr prayer in the morning, is to seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure, is to have in your brain, your day, what I'm here for, what I'm living for, what's the reason for my existence, is to go for the vacation, is to work, is to what I'm supposed to do, who I'm trying to please. I'm trying to please the people around me. I'm trying to please my kids. I'm trying to please my wife. I'm trying to please my society. I'm trying to compete in getting a better car. I'm trying to compete to get a better house than that this guy or this guy. I'm trying to be more beautiful than this girl, or I'm trying to look at my appearance and look better than this lady or this lady. This is all questions. Comes people so occupied with themselves or to competing in this life, competing how I'm gonna have the most amount of money, or how the most amount of, or the best properties, or the best cars, so on and so forth. But they forget about pleasing, making Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one who's proud of them. Ibadi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said ibadi in this surah so many times about the ibad, the people who are slaves for Him, the people who are seeking. When your boss is happy, you're working for somebody and your boss is happy. He's happy. He sees your work. He sees how you're faithful to this business. You go out of your way, the extra mile, to make your customers happy, to make the people around you, to make everything good for that business. You won't have to worry. The bonuses will come. The extra money will come. If anybody trying to attack you, or any other co-workers are saying something false about you, the boss knows your job. And this is what it is. When we seek Allah, when we're looking for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's our boss. He's the one who sees everything. He will take care of us and He will make us happy. So the happiness here is only when we seek and looking for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, looking to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why the Ashab al-Kahf, they're only looking after they wake up, before they sleep, when they sleep, and after they wake up, they want to be obedient. They want to look for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.